Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Jedi. So, guess what? Looks like we're back on the COVID train. So you saw yesterday's video, and if you didn't, check that out. But you can check it out after this or before this. Doesn't matter at all. But basically, yesterday's video, we talked about Russia finally finding a vaccine, right? And then they did the whole controversy. So go check that out with their names and stuff. But looks like we're going to do the whole COVID thing for today and tomorrow. So I want to talk to you guys today about a quick COVID update. I'll let you know what exactly is going on with COVID, what the top five, what the top 5 countries are and how they changed. And we'll talk a lot about what's been going on in the countries, how they're getting there, what they've been doing differently from other countries, and we'll talk about a lot of the whole different stuff. All right. So as always, let's go. All right. So let's start off with the basic stuff. Basically, we have the USA, number 1, right? USA comes first with everything, and sadly, it's coming first in the coronavirus cases too. So USA is doing something that's different from everything else, of course, because they test more, right? We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But basically, the whole idea behind the USA's virus cases is the whole fact that they are getting more and they're not able to house as many people. So when the virus cases show up and we don't have a vaccine, they have to try to treat them. So since they start testing more and more people show up, and it's just a huge massacre that just goes on, right? All right, so let's talk. I want to talk to you guys about the 2 different sides, because we have a bigger problem in the USA with the virus. Other countries don't have it because they're kind of united a little bit more. So in the US, of course, the Democratic side and the Republican side always go at war with each other, and they have to go at war with the pandemic too. So what happens is, technically, the Democratic side believes that the pandemic is real, and they think that we need to do like completely different safety measures like mask, goggles. Goggles is a new thing that I heard. So mask, goggles, hazmat suit, and just like stay at home, whereas the Republican Party is more open to reopening schools, reopening bars, reopening churches, kind of getting people back to go to the normal life, right? So that's basically where the 2 parties stand. And of course, since President Trump is a Republican candidate and since the president is Republican, basically what ends up happening is more of these things are taking place, and more, where it's kind of like a little bit more Republican hand. But Congress, of course, would not let anything like that happen. So we do have a huge Democratic versus Republican fight. So I think, of course, in the USA, we need to deal with that first before we deal with anything else. Because if we're going to have that problem, then the whole pandemic is going to go haywire. All right. So we have the other, 4 countries on the list. Number 1 is USA. Number 2 right now is actually Brazil. Number 3 is India. Number 4 is Russia. And number 5 is Spain. All right. So these are the 5 countries, and they're all like right on fire. And the main reason for the other countries is basically also not following the right protocols. Like, for example, if we're going to look at the second place, Brazil, the facilities there aren't that great for taking care of the virus. So that's one of the main reasons why they're not able to do anything. And of course, in India, they are taking protocols and they are taking like good precautions. But the way that they're doing it is a little bit more different, and it's kind of hard to when you have that much of a population in India. It's the second most populated place. So of course, the spreading is going to be a bit harder with the facilities not being as up to standards as other countries, right? And of course, basically, Russia created their new vaccine, but they're also kind of in the middle, so they are trying to figure stuff out. And most of these countries are just in the middle of their phases where they're trying to figure stuff out. But now that Russia's released a vaccine, let's see how much that helps, right? Thanks so much for watching, guys. That's basically all I have to say about that. Watch tomorrow's video too, also be on COVID. Watch yesterday's video, also on Russia and the whole COVID vaccine. So this 3-day stretch will be on COVID and basically what's going on with that. I will jump back into the election BLM afterwards, and once all this settles, hopefully by November when the election's done, hopefully then the BLM riots kind of slow down, and hopefully hopefully this vaccine helps out with the whole Russia vaccine thing, and hopefully it actually helps get rid of everything. So the goal should be by November or December, we should be able to go back to normal life, and I will come at you guys with more, entertaining topics. Not saying that this isn't entertaining, we need to be informative, but I'll come at you guys with like other things that, people really want to see. All right. Other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.